Wisconsin Congresswoman Tammy Baldwin was in Ashland Thursday as a part of her campaign for the U.S. Senate seat currently held by fellow Democrat, retiring Senator Herb Kohl. While in Ashland, Baldwin met with supporters and talked about why she was running for the Senate seat. Why is it, Tammy, that you're running for the Senate? What do you hope to accomplish? What is your message to the voters?
Well, as I've traveled around the state, people have opened up about the ways in which they're struggling in this economy and this political environment. And people have just talked about how they don't know when they're going to stop working and retire because they have to dip into their nest egg all the time just to make ends meet. And moms and dads who aren't able to save for their kids' college fund because, again, they're so strapped. And a lot of what we think of when we think of what it means to be middle class is in jeopardy. So people are struggling, and at the same time they are furious, and I share their fury about the disconnect between the debates we see happening in Washington, D.C. and Madison, Wisconsin, and other state capitals and their lives. And all they want is someone who's going to fight for them, not for Wall Street, not for the big insurance companies, not for the Tea Party, but for them. And that's why I'm running. Fighting is something that I've always done. I've stood up to big and powerful interests, and that's what needs to be done right now, because those powerful interests are getting their way in Washington and Madison, and the people aren't being heard, and it's high time that changes. What I am is a fighter, and I'm not afraid to stand up to big, powerful interests for what is right. I think about my vote early on in my tenure in the House of Representatives, with just a few other members of Congress voting no against the repeal of the Glass-Steagall regulation. Now that didn't make Wall Street happy, that didn't make the big banks happy with me. In fact, they were quite cross with me, but the issue is it was the right thing to do, and had we had those common sense protections in place that say you can't gamble with people's life savings, we could have well averted the financial catastrophe that our country went through recently. That's one example. Another is my standing up to George W. Bush and saying, no, we should not go to war in Iraq. It's a war without a viable exit strategy. I warned in my floor speech at the time that if we went into Iraq, that the country of Iran might become much more powerful in the region. And look what we've seen happen. I'm so glad our brave men and women are home from Iraq, and now I think it's time to bring our troops home from Afghanistan. I was there in August of 2010, and you would be so proud of our troops and the way they're serving. But the mission that was authorized by Congress has been long since fulfilled. And I believe they're now nation building there, and frankly we need them home because we have a nation to rebuild. I was very proud of my work during the health care debate to offer an amendment that allows young people to stay on their parents' health insurance until they're age 26. I could tell you the for-profit health insurance companies were not happy with my advocacy on that issue, but the bottom line is that today 2.5 million young people have insurance that didn't just 2 years ago because of our work. And, you know, I know my opponents will try to characterize these battles as, in their own terms. Really what I am is a fighter, and each and every one of them would fight for just the opposite. They would repeal the health care bill and deny people the coverage they now have, and deny parents of the peace of mind knowing that the insurance companies can't discriminate against their children if they have pre-existing health conditions. It goes on and on. There's going to be clear contrasts in the fall.
For the Daily Press, I'm Rick Olivo.